Hi friends and guests of the channel. In this video, you will learn what women could become concentration camp wardens and what entrance exams they had to go through to get this position. Let's begin. SS is an organization that was engaged in Nazi Germany and its occupied territories in carrying out forceful actions against enemies of the regime, as well as extermination of people by ethnicity and political views. Numerous concentration camps were run by this structure, and women were not allowed to serve in it. However, among the Nazi executioners there were many female representatives of the fair sex, who were enrolled in the ranks of the SS auxiliary units. Called the SS Entourage, these ladies could choose between two designated areas of activity, SS Helferin or SS Kriegshelferin. The first category included those who assisted the army in the communications service, that is, they were telephonists, operators, typesetters, and communicators. The second group was formed by inhuman concentration camp guards and medical personnel who conducted experiments on prisoners. According to the moral standards of the German special services, men could only be engaged in the external protection of the camp, and only female wardens could monitor the discipline inside, and only medics, commandant, and commanders of various services belonging to the stronger sex were accompanied by them. The urgent need for female guards to work in concentration camps appeared in 1937, because it was at this time that the Lichtenberg concentration camp, where homosexuals, gypsies, and communists were held, was transformed into a place for the imprisonment of exclusively female sectarians, lesbians, and socially dangerous individuals. Initially, recruitment for female members of the SS auxiliary units was done on a voluntary basis. For this purpose, advertisements were printed in newspapers, signed by the employment service, to recruit women for light guard duty, which did not require special skills and was only indirectly connected with physical exertion. Subsequently, the need for female staff did not diminish as new concentration camps were opened one after another: Ravensbrück, Auschwitz-Birkenau, Mauthausen, and Bergen-Belsen. But the excitement around the position of female warden was not observed, in the conditions of shortage of female workers. In 1940, it was decided to forcibly involve women in the performance of civil duty within the walls of concentration camps. 2 years later, the authorities issued a special Order on the Notification of Men and Women on the Tasks of the Defense of the Reich, which formalized the obligation of the fairer sex to participate in supervisory activities. Initially, pure-blooded German women not younger than 17 and not older than 30 years old, with clear external signs of belonging to the Nordic race, in other words, white-skinned, blue-eyed blondes, could apply for work in security units. Special attention was paid to good health, good sports training, political trustworthiness, and impeccable reputation of the candidates. That is why the package of documents consisted of a questionnaire, a photo, a medical certificate, a statement from the police station about the absence of administrative and criminal offenses. However, faced with a shortage of personnel, the authorities somewhat relaxed the selection parameters, opening the way to female wardens to applicants who had not previously met all the requirements at once. Women received tangible benefits for working in the SS Entourage. They were given free items of underwear and uniforms, provided with service apartments and places in kindergarten. The Nazi government equated labor in concentration camp positions with army service. All female guards were part of the SS units and were paid 3 times the salary of a girl serving in the auxiliary units of the army. And if they performed their duty diligently, they could count on bonuses and career advancement. Before starting work, applicants for a position in the SS had to pass a short state-funded training course for female wardens, which was organized in the Ravensbrück concentration camp from 1942 to 1945. During the years of its operation, 3,500 German women were trained at the course, where experienced warders taught them theoretical issues of camp organization and practical aspects of dealing with prisoners. Guided in the educational process by the prescriptions of Theodor Eicke, one of the ideologists who created concentration camps in Germany, the teachers inculcated in their students hatred and disgust for the prisoners and suppressed in every possible way any manifestation of compassion for human suffering, turning them into soulless killers. Pity for the prisoners and establishing relationships with them, as well as disciplinary offenses, were punishable from arrest to dismissal from the SS. In order to determine the psychological readiness of women to work in a concentration camp, they were given an exam in which they had to demonstrate their readiness to carry out any cruel order of their superiors and to get real pleasure from atrocities against people. From the minutes of the interrogation of Erika Bergman, the chief warden of Ravensbrück, it became known that all female candidates for SS service were obligatorily led into a special room with a window through which they had to watch the prisoners in the gas chamber impartially, or better, with rapture. Those who, looking at the horrors taking place behind the glass, fainted or suffered from nausea, were considered bad students and passed this test until it ceased to cause them sympathy. After that, dressed in uniforms and given arms, whipping sticks and whips, they went to work unnatural to women's nature, in which some ladies surpassed even men in their sophisticated inhumanity. Part of the SS entourage were nurses who served in frontline police and camp infirmaries and who obeyed the orders of women doctors, whose belonging to the guard units is not yet fully defined. Former concentration camp inmate Frida Kleer, in her memoir Ravensbrück Rabbits, describes how medical personnel, who were obliged to save people, conducted monstrous research experiments on them, deliberately inflicting suffering and pain. This is the end of my video. If you want to learn more about concentration camp guards, check out my other videos on my channel. See you soon.